The history of the Templvm project started initially as a sodalitas, pro diis of Nova Roma organization. There was one topic among many more or less interesting discussions on the Nova Roma forum that drew our attention to it: ager publicus, a public land. It is of utmost importance for any community claiming to be a follower of the religio to have a parcel of public land at least to be able to conduct there its sacred rites and erect its altars. And we decided, we are a civitas, we need a sacred space for the gods and goddesses to be able to come and bless us with their presence. So, we just found the parcel and bought it. Then we defined, inaugurated and consecrated the small ground of about 10 by 10 feet and erected there the first modern altar to Jupiter. Because, ab Jove principium, we started performing the regular rites to Jupiter and soon decided that the altar is a good beginning, but there must be a temple. So we invited Pontifex Gnaeus Cornelius Lentulus from Nova Roma for our regular Feriae Sarmatarum. Pontifex Lentulus had made Marcus Lucretius Agricola an augur, and together we defined, inaugurated, and consecrated the new, wider Templum, broke the ground and placed the first stone in the foundation of the future temple of Jupiter. The Templum now was 20 by 40 feet. The three of us, Titus Junius Brutus, Appius Furius Lupus, and Marcus Octavius Corvus, had brought a votum, a sacred promise to the gods and goddesses to raise altars, build temples, and create the civitates for the glory of immortals. And we just couldn't miss such an opportunity, like having a pontiff and an augur in one place. And we conducted 3 Roman confarreatio weddings at a time. The next year the construction had begun. We heartily thank people who believed in us after seeing just a photo of a tractor digging the ground and donated the first money to help us build the temple. The list of those noble Romans can be found on our website, templvm.org. According to the Votum Sarmatarum, we had 9 years to complete the construction of the first temple to Jupiter. But we thought to ourselves, what the heck? The longer we build, the longer we keep ourselves from starting the direct and full-scale communication with the gods. And we decided to speed up. So in 2017, 7 years since the bringing of the votum, we have dedicated the very first public Roman temple for almost 1600 years. And this was the temple to Jupiter, the father of humankind and supreme protector of the Roman people. But after the dedication of the Aedes Jovis, the work had just begun. Since then, we erected 37 altars now, and there will be 41 of them by the time this video will be posted, and even more when you will watch it. Several altars, made from concrete initially, later were replaced with beautiful limestone ones. The altar to goddess Fortuna was replaced with the marble one. We had built the whole complex with the shrines of Vesta and Janus and a lot of altars to different gods and goddesses of Rome. So now we, modern-day Romans from all over the world, will have our sacred space to honor our immortal patrons. We also launched another serious project, Urbs, the real-life Roman settlement located some 3 miles away from the first Templum. Currently we have 11 citizens, and although the Russian invasion has made us put this project on pause, we do hope to continue it right after the end of this war. Urbs is adjacent to the Templum Magnum, the huge sacred ground which will contain hundreds of altars and a dozen of real Roman temples open to the public. A hotel complex, Villa Publica, and a conference center, Curia, will be available for visitors and guests. The huge temple to Jupiter Capitolinus, of the size and design of the ancient Capitoline temple, will become the central part of this magnificent complex, no later than 2037. Construction is not the only way we worship our gods and goddesses. In close cooperation with our partner Arx Mercatura, a workshop that produces everything necessary for practicing our sacred tradition, we created the images of immortals, paintings, statues, jewelry, etc. We have successfully created images of Juno, Jupiter, Sol Invictus, Venus, Concordia, Fortuna, and other deities. With the Templum expertise and Arc's mastery and diligence, our statues and other products have been acclaimed as beautiful, historically correct and affordable for many cultures around the world. The Templum is located on private property, so it is guarded 24/7. The Templum is strictly a religious place, so there is no need to share it with uninvited visitors like you have to in museums or public parks. Although most of the Templum is open for educational excursions after preliminary reservation, the Templum is open for all of you, our fellow Romans. The only condition for entering the sacred ground will be respect for Roman gods and goddesses, Roman virtues, and Roman culture. Our pontifex, augur, and sacerdotes are ready to help you to perform different kinds of rites in our Templum. The only specifically determined, inaugurated, and dedicated sacred place in the world to serve any good Roman on earth. And 2022 has brought us another great opportunity. In October, the first Templum in the Western Hemisphere was inaugurated and dedicated to Juno. Now the Toronto Templum is waiting for our cultors and visitors of North America. And even more, since the first Templum in Canada is relatively small and has limits in its development, we are determined to find and purchase the land plot in the USA or Canada to establish a permanent public Templum for cultores in North America already in 2023. The involvement of local communities and individual cultors will be a decisive factor. So everyone interested, please contact Appia Flavia, the Supreme Priestess of Juno, and come to perform the common rituals in the first properly inaugurated and dedicated sacred ground in North America. We hope to see you soon in our common Templum.
Enter the Templum!